Alright, what's going on YouTube? And we got a new Spiral Abyss video today. I don't even know what version we're on at this point. 4 point something, probably like 4.5 or 4.6. And we got a cool new boss with a pretty fun dynamic, which completely went over my head. It has like a built-in like plunging system that I just had no idea of, so I was just going ooga booga on the fucking on his Geo shield. But yeah, anyway, this is a pretty shield-dependent Spiral Abyss, both floors, I will say. One of them, the second floor, I believe, second floor, chamber 1, has those knights at the end of it that create shields of their own if you project a shield against them. But if you take out the fat one first, they don't do as much damage, and you gotta dodge the things they send across the floor. They send like elemental damage and like earthquakes and like things on the floor beneath you. Usually, if you dodge those, you should do pretty good, because they will not be able to. They don't do much damage on their own. It's just the little waves that sweep beneath you on the floor that do a lot of damage, and then they're a lot easier to kill when you kill the fat one. So, yeah, this has been a pretty challenging Spiral Abyss, but for me personally, it took me a couple tries, but not challenging in a way where it wasn't fun anymore. It just took some like thought on like which half you were going to use which characters on. It wasn't an Abyss where I could really experiment and try different teams with on floor 12, which is obviously what I'm looking for at this point. Most Spiral Abyss editions that I make are all using the same two teams. At this point, Raiden Hyper Carry and my Hutao Double Hydro. But it's not really that big of a deal. With my Raiden Hyper Carry team, I used Kazuha instead of Chevrolet or whatever her name is, the sniper woman. And there were two close calls, like two buzzer beaters. Actually, all three ones were buzzer beaters with the second half. So take that how you will. I certainly didn't play this Abyss like strategically, I will admit. And everybody knows who watches my Spiral Abyss videos. I'm not a mechanical player. I like building like F teams and just doing as much damage as I can and just kind of, I don't know, messing around, going headstrong into these Spiral Abyss chambers and floors and whatnot. But my two best teams were just cutting it by a hair. And that might speak volumes, because my teams are pretty good. Not to toot my own horn, but my teams are what carries my account, not my own skill or anything of the sort. I've just been blessed on artifacts and characters. But that being said, it was a challenging one to finish on time. I think if I used Chevrolet instead of, or whatever her name is, instead of Kazuha, I could have gotten it done a little bit quicker, because using her buff takes less time than using Kazuha's his skill burst and skill thing, which I usually do, even though I really only have to use his skill. I typically do all of that just because it's a habitual thing, just a habit. Here we are against these knight dudes I was talking about. I actually cut it pretty close with Hutao here too. I almost kill Hutao because I don't use Zhongli's shield. I go crazy on the fat one right away. And then once the fat one's weakened, just kind of attack all the other guys individually. I think they all do different things. One shoots an arrow at you, one summons like the little ripple things across the ground that do damage. Yeah, it looks like that's what's happening here. Sorry, I don't know a lot of the technical things behind these dudes. If you're anything like me, you just jump in the Spiral Abyss and you either clear it or you don't. But happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. At the time I'm making this video, it's the day before St. Patrick's Day, but I will be probably celebrating it today nonetheless, because I don't want to go crazy and drink a ton on Sunday. But yeah, maybe I should have done a Genshin drinking challenge. No, that would have gone very poorly. In hindsight, I'm glad that I did not do that. Yeah, I'm hoping to pull for Arataki Ito and get him, maybe Albedo, but the third wish banner, it kind of works like the weapon banner, but it seems like there's a lot more 5 stars. There's a lot more varied ability, so it seems to me like it's almost harder to get the 5-star you want on the third banner than it would be to get your weapon you want on the weapon banner. So we will see if I end up like pulling on that too much. If anybody watches this far in the video and is listening to the commentary, let me know if you know if or anything at all about Signora ever coming out. I saw in speculation about Signora coming out during the Pyro location on the map, but I don't know if that's true or not. And I want to save my my Primo gems for when Signora comes out. I want to get like a crazy Signora build. I think she's pretty cool, and if she can use Pyro and Ice, like Pyro and Cryo, like she can in the story mode, that would be freaking sick. That would be OP. She can melt on her own, or reverse melt or whatever. So that'd be cool. These things were no match for my Hutao this time around. You can see my health is pretty low from the previous chamber with her, but yeah, these little dancing dudes, I feel like you're always going to want a shield for, unless you are just a beast, a goat at dodging. I would use a shield. And then on the second half, yes, this thing right here, it lets out like pulses. It has a really cool variety of attacks, I must admit. And I did not know what this creature was because I haven't played the story quest yet for this new update. So I never even went against this boss. And I just saw a little... What even does that look like to you guys? It kind of looks like some form of pedestal with an orb around it, like a Geo orb. And he just sends out earthquakes that do a shit ton of damage. And if you're not using a shield and you're not dodging, your characters can get rocked. And it has a built-in plunge mechanic that you can utilize on your own, but I had no idea. You'll be able to tell when I figure out, because I just like accidentally start jumping all over the place, which is pretty cool. But I've just been relying on Kazuha's skill this whole time, in tandem with Bennett's ult, just keeping me alive, and then, you know, Raiden getting a little extra damage in. Yeah, we're just going unga bunga on this one, and it's actually kind of working for us. Like, it shouldn't be, but we make it further than I would have thought. I would guess this would be a really great one, for the Geo characters. Really good for Chiori, because I'm pretty sure she plunges too. You can see Kujo Sara just died. By the end of this, Bennett is also going to perish from our team. But, yeah, all the new plunger people, the Cloud Retainer, I'm guessing would be pretty goated on this one, because she buffs plunging. Any Geo team, obviously, to break this shield. And then, I don't know how good gaming would be on this one. Zhao would probably be goated on this chamber, especially if he had a good shield. I'm guessing like Zhao, Faruzan, Cloud Retainer, and Zhongli. Or maybe even Chiori in there somewhere. I don't know. Maybe Bennett in there somewhere. But yeah, I know Zhao teams are up right now. Zhao mains, this is your time to get back on the game, because they finally showed my boy Zhao some love. But yeah, by the thinnest hair, we managed to clear that abyss, and it took me. I had to start over 2 times. Once on the second chamber, once on the third, or once on the second floor, once on the third floor. But other than that, it didn't go too well, or didn't go too poorly. Our builds are still looking roughly the same. I think Yelan got an upgraded artifact somewhere, and I did get Kujo Sara to 9/9 with her skill and her burst. So she'll just be buffing Raiden a little more now. I really, really, really want another Raiden rerun with Kujo Sara, even though it just came out. I ended up pulling, most of my pulling was just on the Engulfing Lightning, so I wasn't able to get C6 Sara, which is kind of a bummer, but it's whatever. We wouldn't want to be too overpowered, you know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this video is helpful for all of you. I hope you guys have a great, and safe St. Patrick's Day. And if you're pulling for Chiori or Ito or any of the people on the third banner, best of luck. I hope you get everything you want. And yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys later.